Good morning, friends. Good morning from me and JMO's butt. How are we doing? How was your weekend? I feel like this weekend I had the best intentions, but like yesterday, nothing really went my way. But I got a lot of Christmas shopping done this weekend, which was so nice. I made homemade bagels and for the first time, by the way. And they're not the prettiest, but they taste really nice. So I did that yesterday. And then I'm going to be reading The Bonesmith by Nikki Pao Preto, and I've really been enjoying it. I'm on page 152, and I'm hoping to make some better progress today with y'all because my reading has been a little bit all over the place lately, I'm not going to lie. So y'all holding me accountable is going to be really nice. Let me know what you're reading. How was your weekends? What y'all get up to? Hi, Cass. Good morning. Reading Hurricane Wars and getting ready for brunch. How are you liking Hurricane Wars, Nikki? Because that's the book that I was hoping to read this week. I'm hoping once I finish Bonesmith, I was going to pick up Hurricane Wars. But I feel like everyone that I know and love has read that book and either DNF'd it or like says that it really loses a lot of steam like halfway through, and that's very disheartening. So I don't know about it. So please let me know your thoughts. Hopefully you have good things to say. Good morning, bestie. How are you? Good morning. Hope you had a good weekend. I'll be reading Starling House. Starling House is one that I really need to read. I love that author. It's Alex Harrow, right? And I've heard nothing but incredible things. So many people have that book on their like top book of the year. So I really need to read it. Good morning. Currently having breakfast, and we'll be reading Kingdom of Sweets. That's another one. Let me make sure I'm thinking of the right book. That's the book that came in a lot of people's book of the month, correct? And it is what's it called? Nutcracker retelling? But it's like very dark. It's more like of an adult retelling. Yes, this is what I'm thinking of. Please let me know your thoughts. I really fumbled the ball this month, y'all, because I didn't put I put like Christmas romances on my TBR and I did read them. I read like Wreck the Halls and Lovelight Farms, but there's so many Nutcracker or like Swan Lake retellings, and I'm like, why did I not plan to read any of these? I don't understand. So that's one I might deter from my TBR depending. My reading mental state has not been the best lately, and my inner demons are like, deter from your TBR and just read what you want. And I'm like, y'all might have a point, besties. Good morning, Kristen. Hello, it's been a very chaotic week. Happy to be having some me time and some reading with y'all. Thanks for joining, Christy. I love seeing your name pop up. I hope that we get some good reading done. You're usually a sprint machine, so I'm very excited. You're very inspiring. I'm reading There's No Way I Die First by Lisa Springer. Sorry, JMO really wants to be in frame, so there he is. Hi, Liv. Hi, friends. So glad you're doing these. I'm in the middle of 3 books trying to finish before the end of the year. I feel you. And jumping into holiday reads. I'm hoping to finish Belladonna today. I'm sure you can do it. Hello. Oh my gosh. Once Upon a Broken Heart for the first time, bestie. Thank you for joining these sprints. I need live reactions, please, to everything. Thank you. Hi. Still struggling to read Iron Flame. For some reason, I'm taking a break from it to read a thriller, The Institution by Helen Fields. I feel like that's a good strategy, and thrillers are typically like super fast-paced and really fun to read, so that's good. I still have yet to start Iron Flame. I keep deterring it. Like, I was going to finish this and then read Iron Flame, and then I'm like, well, maybe I'll read like this is like a kind of a shorter book. I say shorter, it's like 440 pages or so. And then I was like, maybe I'll read Hurricane Wars because it's another kind of like shorter book, and I'll like work my way up to Iron Flame. And then I'm like, who am I kidding myself? I am procrastinating, and this is toxic behavior. Why don't I want to read Iron Flame? I think it's because I've started to hear everyone's like opinions on it. And it makes me nervy. Please tell me how you're liking Blood and Steel. How are we vibing with Wilder? Him and his man bun and his tattoos had me literally on the floor the entire time. Hi, Bailey. These will be editing sprints for me. Yes, we are in the midst of Bookmas and Vlogmas. By the way, I do have a video that's going up today. It's going up in 24 minutes because I always stick to my 8:30 upload time. So I have that to watch at some point today or maybe tomorrow if you'd like. Good morning, Brittany. How are you? Good morning. Just watched Candy Cane Lane with my husband and it was so good. What's Candy Cane Lane? And is it on Netflix? Should I watch it? Hello, reading Gleam by Raven Kennedy. Such a classic. I'm on page 1. I've heard that too. That's okay. We will maybe go through it together because, like I said, I'm planning on picking that up after. So, hi, Lucy. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to see you. I'm reading All I Want for Christmas. Hello, just got back from the bookstore. And you got Hellbent? Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. I hope that you love it. I love Hellbent. I was so happy to see that this won top fantasy of the year because I was like, my baby boy Darlington, he did the thing. He got the bag. We love it. Gold by Raven Kennedy, another classic. So reading Queen of Nothing, trying to beat the cold before it hits hard. Oh my gosh, I have a company Christmas party on Thursday and I need to be well. Sending you all of the health, Tina. How are you finding Queen of Nothing? I feel like for a lot of people, they either hate it or they love it. I loved it so much. Reading Christmas Wedding Guest, perfect Hallmark movie so far. I love that. I love a Christmas romance that just gives Hallmark movie. Yes, book of the month book. I'm enjoying it, but only 65 pages in. I wonder how dark it gets. I'd be interested as we do a couple sprints. Please let me know. Also, I meant to ask, what are the vibes today? Would you like just a timer on screen and we can do like Pomodoro method with like 5-minute breaks, maybe do like a couple longer breaks with like 8 minutes? Or do we want like a Christmas ambiance? Because I do have both ready to go, but I wanted to ask preferences. So please let me know. Reading Done and Dusted, really enjoying it so far. That's one that I see all the time. Like all of the girlies love Done and Dusted, and I need to read it. I haven't read any cowboy romances because I have been deep in my fantasy bag this entire year. Like looking back on my reading, probably since summer, like since like June, I have been reading mostly fantasy, and it's wild. Good morning, Kendall. I'm hoping to hop back into Fireborn and or Snowden this morning. Well, those are completely different elements. So are you feeling chilly and cold or are you feeling fiery? Hi, Christina. I'm in a huge slump. Oh my gosh. So I'll be trying to continue the Throne of Glass audio as I do my puzzle during these sprints. That sounds vibes. That sounds big vibes. Big, happy, love that for you vibes. What's your puzzle, by the way? Good morning, Stacy. I'll probably read Iron Flame next year because I'm scared. That might be a good plan. Mentally, like I'm not ready to fully commit that like I need to just not read this in December and read it in January instead. So I'm just gonna keep being Delulu and like reading other books in front of Iron Flame, and we're just gonna pretend that it's always gonna be my next book. So that's where I'm at. Took you a month to finish Iron Flame, but it was really good. Okay, that's positive. Thank you for the positivity, Liv. I appreciate that. It's long though. I think like the formatting is very deceptive because the pages and the text, it's so small. Like it says that this book is 650 pages, but then the audiobook is like, oh, I forget what it was, like 24 hours or something, or maybe longer than that. I think it was 29 hours. And I was like, make that make sense. Like what is happening? And then I looked at the pages and the text is like teeny tiny. Okay, I'm glad that we're all in the same boat. We love a supportive group of friends. Hello. Reading Cherish. Listening to people talk about Iron Flame makes me nervous. Literally same. I do need some answers after the ending. I need the answers, but like overall I'm just like stressed. So those are my thoughts. Hello, So currently reading Ashes and the Star-Cursed King. Reading Blame It on the Mistletoe. I love that there's like such a mix of fantasy, romantasy, and Christmas books in here. Like, love that for us. I'm loving it so far. It starts with a bang. Okay, perfect. Girl. Oh my god, no. Fourth Wing did that to me. Like, Fourth Wing put me in such a fantasy slump that I'm like, not me, not today, not this month. I can't deal with that. But then also, like, do I want to start off my 2024 year in a reading slump? No. I don't know what to do. It's a tricky book. Okay, Christmas ambiance, Christmas. Okay, perfect. Love that. Thank you so much. I can't make decisions, so I leave it to you guys to make decisions. Yeah, he's been chilling. He's very sleepy this morning. I would say like we're all very sleepy. That's why I'm like trying to sip my coffee as we chit chat and catch up because do I want to tell you what kept me awake last night? Okay, I'm working on some very exciting projects in 2024 that will be coming very soon. And I'm like still thinking of like my last couple like reading bullet journal spreads and me as like a planner when I'm laying in bed awake at night. Lately, it's funny, like I usually default to like anxious thoughts, but lately I've been defaulting to like really exciting things that like I can't wait to do. And then I go on my Notion and I'm like planning my big project, planning my bullet journal, like planning all of these things. And I'm like, I'm the person that if I'm like excited to do something, like I want to do it right away. And so, yeah, I don't know if that's good or bad. Like I haven't been able to fall asleep at night, but it's not me just like ruminating on my demon thoughts. It is me thinking about like the things I'm really excited to come for next year. So make of that what you will. I'm in the middle of a reading slump. Wow, so many slumpy people. I'm reading Sword Heart by T. Kingfisher. I love Half a Soul. I hope that book brings you back to life and gets you out of your slump. But I can't wait to read Sword Heart by T. Kingfisher. That's one that I'm really looking forward to reading next year. I'm debating whether I want to put it in my January TBR or not, because I've heard that it's just a delightful story. Like, I literally can't wait. Okay, we will do Christmas. Let me actually switch this out. 1 second. Okay, this is what we got. I will start it very soon. We'll get into our first reading sprint, but it's just like firecrackles. Reading Christmas Presents by Lisa Unger today. It's a Christmas thriller novella. Love. Good morning. Joining a little late. That's okay. Finished my audiobooks. I'm trying to think of what to read. Love that. We have options. Half a Soul is so cute. It's one of like the cutest Fae Regency books I've ever read. I love it so much. Gonna start reading Afterlife of Holly Chase. 74% into Book of Night, hoping to finish it this morning. That is very doable. That book's pretty short too as well. I need to know what you're drinking. I haven't done my Nespresso advent calendar yet today. I needed like a tried and true classic. So I just made a double shot of espresso with my brown sugar oat milk creamer from Trader Joe's. And then I top it off with some oat milk. And I'm not even joking. I drink this coffee almost every day. Like not lately because I've been doing my Nespresso advent calendar. And so they give you obviously like a different thing every day. But make a yummy coffee. Make sure y'all have a snack beverage, cozy drink, water, stay hydrated. We're going to start reading in 1 minute. Oh my gosh, that is such a good idea. Puzzles are so messy and like this little boy over here would just be like sniffing all of the pieces and I know that they would get lost and fall under tables and couches and whatever. So doing them on your puzzle is very big brained. The audiobook is 28 hours. Oh my gosh. Read Iron Flame when you have time to just enjoy it. It's a feat. Yeah, Iron Flame makes me nervous. Hello, I just got home from Silent Book Club. Drop the puzzle app. I've been looking for one. Oh my gosh. Okay, positivity. We love to see it. Hello, reading Throne of Glass for the first time. I'm in the last 50 pages. I'm scared of the obsession that's going to follow. You are on a journey, my friend, and it's going to be incredible. Candy Cane Lane is a new Christmas family comedy movie starring Eddie Murphy. Oh, I've seen that. Every time I turn on my TV, it's like literally right there. I don't know how I missed it. On Amazon Prime. Divine Rivals. Oh my gosh, I love. Okay, maybe we'll watch Candy Cane Lane. Ross asked last night if I wanted to watch a Christmas movie, and I was like, I don't know. We watched Klaus. That like I don't think it's actually a Disney movie. I forget who animated it, but it's like an animated Christmas movie, and it's the cutest in the whole world. It's so cute. It's about a postman who goes to like an isolated island, and he has to start like a postal service, and then he meets a toy maker, and it's adorable. Divine Rivals was definitely my favorite read of this year. I listened to the audiobook as well, and it was absolute perfection. Klaus is amazing. Tell your demon thoughts over and over. That no longer serves me. Honestly, that is the best advice. Thank you so much, Holly. I will do that. All right, let's get into our first reading sprint. We'll start with 30 minutes and see how we're feeling. So I will get this going. See you in 30 minutes. Welcome back. How did everyone do? Let me stop this. I read 20 pages. I'm like getting back into this book after I didn't read it at all yesterday, but it's really good. I feel like I haven't heard anyone talking about Bonesmith. I think this came out in September or October. It's a YA. It has a really interesting magic system, and it has Walking Dead similar to like Game of Thrones. It's really interesting. I will say like the world building wasn't the smoothest in the beginning, but because it's YA, it's not difficult to like understand. It was just a lot, and we're actually still getting like more information about the magic and stuff. And I don't know how many books it's plotted to be, but I know it's going to be a series, and the next book comes out early next year. So I'm really excited to like continue with it. It's been a very strong start. So let me know how you read, how you did, how many pages you read. Let me try to catch up on chat. Hi Cynthia, thanks for joining. Thanks for explaining what we were doing. Made a coffee and read 17 pages. Made it to Act 2. I have a feeling it's about to get good. The beginning feels a lot like reading a classic. Okay. But I see more fantasy elements being introduced now. Nice. 32 pages of Half a Soul. Those characters, oh my gosh. They're just my absolute favorite. They're like the cutest freaking characters. I love it so much. Read your Bible. 52 pages. Loving living in my little historical romance fantasy land. Why was that so hard for me to read? I don't understand. That's so good. I might be finished with Malibu Rising soon. Oh my god, it's so good. I'm really into it. Love that. 50 pages. Decided to pick up a book I haven't read for a few weeks, so I read 40 pages of Someday Maybe. Nice. Added Bonesmith to my TBR. Yeah, it's really good. I would say give it a chance. I also like picking up Bonesmith has been really nice because let me know if this happens to y'all. I didn't notice it until I started reading this book, but I was like, wow, Bonesmith feels very unique. And I think like on its own, it does have a very unique premise. But for me, over the past like month, maybe 2 months, I have had like a theme in my books inadvertently. Like I have been gravitating towards books that have gods and like powers and like magic and like gods meddling in the affairs of like mortals and humans and stuff. So like I read God Killer. I feel like the Shadows and Crown series has that theme. Like all of these books that just have the same theme. And so picking up Bonesmith, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so different. And then I was like, wait, is this just me? Because like I haven't been reading different books. Like they've all had that same like core premise, but I do think it's unique on its own. But please let me know, like, do you go through times where you're just gravitating towards books that have a lot of the same or like similar elements to them? Because I've realized now looking back, like reflecting on my reading of this year, I've done that a lot. I'm like, okay, this is a thing for me, apparently. 40 pages. Read 29 pages. I think I'm going to switch books and start a holiday romance because this Halloween slasher vibe during Christmas is not hitting. Yeah, I'm sure that The Ambient Room was like a weird mix with that book as well. So what Christmas book are you going to start? Yes, we do these every Sunday. So we'll be doing them next Sunday as well. I have no idea how many pages I read, but I listened to a good little chunk and finished my iPad puzzle. So next sprint, I will be doing some pay by number on my iPad and more Throne of Glass. I loved especially like the first couple Throne of Glass books. Like I think Heir of Fire was my favorite, but even the first Throne of Glass book where there's like the competition going on, I'm such a sucker for competition. So that's so fun that you're listening to that audio. Just joined. Hi, Mariah. And I'm hoping to get some packing done because I'm moving while listening to Stolen Air. Love that. The next book in the Stolen Air series is coming out like early next year as well. Yes, it's so nice to read together. Happens every Sunday. Yeah, we just hang and chill and vibe and read books and talk about our books. And it's a really fun time. Let's get into our next sprint. I'm very excited to continue reading this. So we'll pop it up. We'll do another 30 minutes if that works for everybody. I've heard very mixed things about Book of Night. I actually haven't read that book because, I mean, I love Holly Black, but I heard really not great things. I heard that book was pretty mid, so I'm not surprised that you're a little bit mixed about it. I feel like that was the overall consensus. Yay, finished and uploaded my video, importing footage for the next one. Oh my gosh, Bookmas is really testing my time management skills. Yeah, it can be a lot. All right, I will see y'all in 30. Happy reading, everybody. Welcome back. How did we do? I'm trying to think of how many pages I read. I think I read 30. And this is getting so good. We just got to, they're called revenants. They're ghosts that still have their body. So they're zombies and it's so scary, but it's really good. I'm having a good time. I feel like I read a couple of Christmas romances and immediately I was like, I want something that's like a more like dark fantasy. And then I was like, what is wrong with me? It's literally Christmas season and I'm reading like a zombie book, but I'm having a good time. Let's catch up on chat. Let me know how you did. How are your books? If you're doing productivity or puzzles or color by number, how's that going? Let's see. I'm cooking, so I will read later. What are you cooking? Lately, I have been on my bread baking journey. And like I mentioned earlier, I baked bagels for the first time Friday. Friday night, I like prepped the dough, and then Saturday morning, I baked them. And I've been having a lot of fun with it. Bagels are like my challenge recipe that I tried. And I had like a little bit of improvement to go, but overall, I was actually pretty happy with how they came out. Going to work on cataloging my physical books during the sprint. I only have one shelf left to finish. Oh my gosh, that's like a fun project. Yeah, that is really cool. I found one on KU called Caught on Camera. It's a fake dating best friends to lovers, and it sounds so good. Bestie, you need to read Love Light Farms. That needs to happen very soon. Just started The Hex by Jessica Clare. It was a fun project I just finished. Now I know I have 268 books on my shelves. Oh my gosh, most of which are unread. It's my goal next year to read as many owned books as I can. You have a whole library, girl. That is insane. But that's a really good goal. Hello, reading Wreck the Halls, and I should probably do laundry. That is very productive. Let me know how you like Wreck the Halls. I finished it a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and the spice be spicin' in that one. Hello, I forgot these are happening for my editing game. Yeah, I feel like all of us are in the midst of like Bookmas editing and scheduling and stuff like that. This week I have my last couple of videos to film because I've stayed ahead, which was really nice. But I have my last 3. So it's gonna be a busy week, and work is starting to get like really crazy. So fun stuff. Read another 40 pages, 32 pages and loving it. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. 45 pages. I might have been kicking my feet and giggling a little bit. I love that. Read 32 pages. I'm really liking it so far. Also giggling and kicking your feet. Oh my gosh, love. Meanwhile, I'm over here reading my zombie book and I'm like, oh my God. I made sauce for my pasta tomorrow. My mom is teaching me, so it was easier than I thought. Making sauce, like making your own sauce, is such an elite way to like level up your entire meal. And they're not as hard as I think like people think they are. When I first started making pasta sauce, actually the first time I did it was with like a Hello Fresh meal. And I was like, this is not as hard as what I thought it was going to be. And it's so good. Yes, I love that. Loving this rereading. Now it's time to clean, but I still plan on listening listening to it during the next sprint. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I can't read. Yeah, Throne of Glass. I still have to continue. My next book to read is Empire of Storms. And I'm nervous, but I do need to finish that. I'm definitely not going to finish it in time for, what's it called? Flame and Shadow. For the next Sarah J. Maas book to come out. I'm definitely not finishing Throne of Glass by then. But I still need to do a reread of House of Sky and Breath because I DNF'd that book in January? No, I didn't read that this year. 2 years ago? I don't remember. But I didn't finish it. I got like 70% of the way through and I was not having a good time. I need to do a reread. 55 pages, that's really good. I feel like Love Light Farms, like you love a best friends to lovers, and they're such good best friends to lovers that are like pining for each other, and like the tension and the way that he treats her, it's so good. It's so cute. They took Love Light Farms off of KU. I could riot because I could riot because the wait time for my library is 9 weeks. I didn't know that that book was on KU. I requested it from my Libby in like September because yeah, like the wait time was so crazy. And then it came in. It actually came in November, but I kept like pushing it off, like delaying the hold. So I timed it perfectly and it was the perfect Christmas read. It was so good. But I've heard, okay, let me know if any of y'all have read the other books in this kind of like series, like the companion books by BK Borison, because they have the cutest covers. But I've heard that Love Light Farms it's the first book and like that's like the best one. And then as you continue, they kind of like decline. But they're so cute and I wanted to read more from BK Borison. I was like really excited. And then I heard that and I was like, oh, maybe I should reconsider. So if y'all have read any of them, like other than Love Light Farms, please let me know because I really want to read them. And I hope that that's not the case. Hello, hope everyone is well. Having some coffee and trying to get ready to be productive. It snowed again last night. Booping the leg. Thank you so much. I'm jealous that you have snow because it is sunny here in California. And so last night, not last night, I guess like this weekend, but also last night, I've been working on my vision boards for 2024. And I started seeing like a bunch of just like really aesthetic, cute Christmas photos. And I saw a couple like really snowy, cute pictures on Pinterest. And I was like, wow, this is vibes. And I miss this because I'm from New England originally. And we always used to have like snow around this time. Although my dad said it was like 55 yesterday in Massachusetts. And I was like, that's gross and weird. But like snow during December and Christmas is just so vibey. But I know that it's like really annoying to shovel and stuff. Anyways, if y'all are working on do y'all do 2024 like vision boards? Have you started planning for 2024 and like your goals and stuff like that? Did some problem spending this year and just kept buying more books and now I know how many I have. I feel like it'll help me stop at least until I have read a lot of them. Yeah, one of my goals for 2024, not that I feel like I have too many books, but I just like to have this like challenge, I guess. I want to read at least half of my books from either Kindle Unlimited because like obviously like I pay for that subscription and I do read from it a lot, but I'm just going to be more seriously like tracking how many books I read from KU and then also read at least half my books from either KU or my library because like I always use my Libby app and I really, really love it. I'm still going to be buying books, but I hope that will kind of like I don't know, be a good goal to be a little bit more conscious about buying books. So that's my goal. But the fact that you have such a massive library, I feel like that's going to be so fun to like go up to your shelves and like decide what you want to read from what you own. That's such a vibe. Just got a message from work that you have the day off tomorrow, that tomorrow you'll have the day off. Best news on a Sunday night. That is absolutely amazing. I love that for you. I still have House of Sky and Breath. You gave it 2 stars. Super disappointed since I gave the first book 5 stars. Yeah. House of Earth and Blood is like one of my favorite books of all time. Like I've reread it 3 times. I love it so stinking much. And I think like, well, what I did was I read House of Sky and Breath like as soon as it came out. And we've talked about Iron Flame, right? Like I don't do well with books that are super, super hyped. Like it just kind of like stresses me out and it impacts my reading experience. So that's why I've learned now that with super, super hyped books, I do need to like wait until the hype dies down a little bit to read them. Otherwise, like it's just going to be, I don't know, like a different experience for me. That's probably weird. But so I think if I return to House of Sky and Breath, I hope that I have like a better reaction to it. But I was just getting really frustrated with it when I was attempting to read it the first time. So that's why I was like, I'm 70% of the way through, but I'm not having a good time. And I feel like I need to put this down. Oh my gosh. Try to get it on Libby or like you have Scribd, Sarah. You could probably find it on like Scribd or something, I would imagine. Just finished Thin of Glass. I'm going to calm down my heart with some Xmas romance before continuing. That is fair. Hi, Sophie. Reading Hurricane Wars and Mist of Shadow at the moment. How are you liking Hurricane Wars? Because like we have another person who's reading Hurricane Wars in here that's like just starting it I'm wondering if you're like farther in and what your thoughts and feelings are, because I want to read that book next. Start thinking about what spreads you're going to do in your bullet journal, still collecting ideas. I am going to be posting my 2024 reading journal. I don't think it's going to come out during Bookmas. I am going to do my 2023 like flip through. But it will probably come out in January, my 2024 flip through, and I'm so excited. I feel like I've adjusted my spreads to like better track what I want them to, and I'm so excited. There's so many new spreads too. Like, it's just going to be so fun. No, not you too. Disappointed you. It felt like a filler to bridge the gap between books 1 and 3. I've heard that before as well. I don't think that's I mean, it might be a controversial opinion, but you're not the first person I've heard that to say that. Went to have dinner, but I'm back now. About 50% left in my book. Nice. How was dinner? Yeah. I'm so sad about Hurricane Wars, but I also know that a lot loved it. I feel like the people that I know and love, and I like really trust their reading opinions, have not loved it. And then the kind of nail that sealed the coffin was watching Olivia Reads a Latte in her most recent vlog. Oh my gosh. In her most recent vlog that I watched, she was reading it and she liked it in the beginning. And then like, as she got more towards the end, she was like, oh, I'm understanding why people are saying these certain things. And I was like, no, because her and I feel like have very similar reactions to books. We can just like vibe. And I'm nervous about that, but I'm still going to read it. I think it'll be fun. I just felt like the plot twist was pointless. Once you read it, I think you will get what I mean by that. The plot was so useless, a waste of 800 pages. Oh my gosh, say how you feel, girl. I feel like she should have changed the plot. Well, she rewrote the whole 3rd book that's coming out. Like, she had like a deadline. She was going to submit the whole like draft that she had, or not draft, like finished version. And then she said, no, I can do this better. And she like went and rewrote like the whole thing, or a lot of it from what she said. So we'll see. My thing with Sky and Breath, I was getting frustrated with the dynamic between Bryce and Hunt. I loved, like, I don't think I could have been more feral for them in book 1. And then like, I really don't like where his character went in the 2nd book. I'm trying to be very vague for no spoilers for people who haven't read that series yet. I'm so excited to see your reading journal for the new year. I'm going to try to finally keep up with one in 2024. I feel like my next reading journal, like, here's the thing. Like, when I first started doing my reading journal two years ago, I used to like to be a lot more active with it. And so I loved having spreads that I would update like once a week. And I've definitely transitioned to updating it less frequently. So about like once or twice a month. Like, I'll do my setup and then I do like a bulk update at the end of the month. And so I feel like my 2024 journal kind of caters to more of that updating cadence, which is really nice, because then you don't feel like, oh my gosh, like I haven't caught up on my journal in so long. It's overwhelming. I don't want to do it anymore. For me, it's like, no, I get excited to do my 2 updates a month. And it's like a creative little outlet. I make like, a couple hours. I listen to an audiobook or I listen to Taylor Swift and I just like do my updates, and it's really fun. But I feel like a lot of people have told me this year they've like fell off with their reading journal, or like it's just too much to like update it all the time and stuff like that, which is so fair and so valid. But my adjustments have been so that like I can just update it a little bit less than what I used to, because this next year is going to be crazy. And even this year, like the second half of this year was crazy. So I'm excited to share it with y'all. And if y'all want to update your journals, like do a journal, but maybe like update it a little bit less, hopefully you'll find some of these spreads like helpful to cater to that like updating cadence, like I said. I'm 100-ish pages into Hurricane Wars so far. I'm really liking the politics and the magic system. The characters are feeling quite two-dimensional right now, to be honest. Okay. I appreciate the feedback. I will read that soon. I feel like I keep losing a little bit more motivation to read it with all of these updates, but I love good politics and magic, so we'll see. Oh man, I'm reading the first book in the series and haven't gotten to House of Sky and Breath yet. I do hope I enjoy it more than you all did. People loved it, Kelsey. Like, don't. I feel like we're the minority. Like, most people were absolutely freaking obsessed with it, especially if you like Rune. I feel like you're really gonna love Sky and Breath. I do love Rune as well. I just like was having issues with my main characters. But House of Earth and Blood is a stunning experience. We're gonna start our next sprint very soon, by the way. I made a coffee, so it's a win of a sprint. Love that. The writing killed me, the sentences that went up per paragraph. Hi, Nikki. Just hopping on. Reading Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. I tried to keep a reading journal, but I never kept up with it. Yeah. I feel like you have to, I don't know. You have to get into like a routine of doing it and then like adjust for how well it's working for you or not. But reading journals, they're not for everyone, and that's okay. You can still track your reading through like a Goodreads or a Storygraph. Love the slow burn dynamic between Bryce and Hunt in book 1, and then that tension just flew out the window. Book 2, and they were just oh my goodness. Me being Delulu and thinking that I can read ACOTAR and Throne of Glass and CC 1 and 2 before Flame and Shadow comes out. Bessie, you haven't started your rereads yet. I love that. I know that I'll have to try to find it, Bailey, and send it to you, but I know someone that's hosting a read-along. I don't think they're doing the Throne of Glass books, but they are doing ACOTAR. I think it did start like in the beginning of December, so they might already have done like ACOTAR, and they might be in the middle of Akamath, but like they're just rereading the ACOTAR books and then Crescent City 1 and 2 in time for the third book to come out. But if you want to reread Throne of Glass, I don't know about that. Yeah, I really hope that Flame and Shadow turns out amazing. I 100% agree. Oh, thanks, guys. Currently my phase of trying to find inspo for mine, as I want to try different spreads for my next one. Yeah, 100%. All right, let's get into another sprint. I'm excited to return to this, but like, y'all, it's getting to really scary moments, and I'm scared. I'm happy that you guys are here with me because I don't want to read this alone by myself. All right, I will see y'all in 30 minutes. Welcome back. How did everyone do? Sorry, I'm just finishing one sentence. I kept looking at the timer because my book is at like a really pivotal chapter, and I was like, can I finish this chapter in the time that we have left? But I couldn't, so we're stopping. How's everyone's books? I know I keep saying it. Let me hold up the dust jacket. I am really enjoying this book. Like, I'm very surprised that more people are talking about this. It's a YA, but like the relationship, it's not like romantic at this point, and I'm like halfway through the book, but the relationship between our two main characters is actually stunning. Like, they are they're technically like enemies. They have like a begrudging alliance to like get where they need to go. It's kind of adventure-y, but like their dynamic is really good. I'm loving it so much. Let me catch up on chat and see where we stopped. Let's see. I think this is where we were. I'm so delayed with SJM2. I'll probably end up spending all of 2024 trying to reread and catch up for CC3 in the next ACOTAR. Yeah, she really has us by the throat. But I feel like there's a lot of summaries as well. So if you don't necessarily want to like reread a whole series or like reread certain books or whatever it is, I'm sure that you will be able to find extremely thorough like summaries talking about them. So there's that option as well. Hi, Julie. I've been decorating and cleaning. That's so fun. I find a lot of inspo on Pinterest, but then also on Instagram. Like, if you search the hashtag Bujo or like reading Bujo or book Bujo, there's like so much inspiration. I'll try to tag. Hold on, I have like a couple accounts that I follow specifically. Well, first of all, there's my friend Danica, who she does a reading journal, but hers is kind of like a mix between reading journal and like normal bullet journal. But Danica in Pages is such a good account. Like, her spreads are so beautiful. And then hold on, let me give you, there's one more that I've been like loving their spreads recently. It's books_ergo_sum. Let me write it here. Her spreads are so cute and very like graphical. I literally love them so much. And yeah, I have so many of her posts like saved because I'm like, this is just so aesthetic and pretty. She's like one of my favorites. 18 pages. This book is getting so good. I love it. It's getting hard to put down. Yeah, YouTube videos, TikTok. Oh, I haven't explored the Bujo side of TikTok actually. And yeah, Instagram. Another 30 pages. Got teary-eyed, still editing. 40 pages, that's really good. I have 100 pages left. No idea how many pages, but I'm reading King's Consort. Finish your book. That's amazing. I've been trying to read this book for a month now, and I loved it, but it has such heavy subject topic, so I had to take it slowly. Yeah, that's fair. Finish my book. Probably going to start Carrie Soto. Reading Carrie Soto is back. Oh my gosh, we love finishing books. The link to my desk chair, I don't love this desk chair though. Like, I wouldn't recommend it. I got it off Amazon and it's like a suede material. It's like comfortable, but as someone who like works from home and sits all day, it doesn't have very good lower back support. And I try to put like a pillow behind me. That's why I have this pillow here that I like when I read, I just put it on my lap. It's not the best and it's very like creaky. yeah, it's not the best. I can send it to you. You can make up your mind, but I wouldn't recommend it. I was actually thinking about asking for a new office chair, like, for Christmas. 46 pages. Christy, you always, like, absolutely smash these sprints. This book is distracting me from the reality of the upcoming final week of the year of teaching 9-year-olds who are in some sort of Christmas demon state. Yeah, work for me as well is starting to get really busy. Like, towards Christmas, we get, like, super, super busy. One of my coworkers is going to be out. After this week, they're going to be out for 3 weeks. So it's like during the busiest time of year, I'm going to be covering for someone. So I'm like making the most of this final week before I have to start covering, and hopefully it goes by quickly and everything's going to be fine. Finish my book. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. This is the account, like, spelled out on Instagram that I've been loving for bullet journal inspo. Just spent the reading sprints reading graphic novels instead. I love that. Finished Spy Family Volume 6 and just started Heartstopper 2. I'm looking forward to listening to the graphic audio of Akasef. Yeah. I have started to dabble in graphic audios. I listened to it for the Frost and Nectar series for the second book, Ambrosia. I need more, like, experience with graphic audios because I found it to be a little distracting at times, but also that book was on the spicier side. And so, like, during the spicy moments, the graphic audio made me a little bit uncomfy. I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. But I do want to try dabbling more with graphic audios. Got 71% into Wreck the Halls. That's so good. Okay, I think we have time for one final sprint. I'm going to make it 20 minutes just to get in, like, a little bit more reading because I want to finish the current chapter that I'm on because it's so, so good. So we will jump into our last sprint, and I'll see y'all in 20 minutes. Happy reading. Hello. How was your final sprint? I think I read about 100 pages on these sprints, so thank you so much because I literally didn't read anything yesterday. But this book, I'm trying to think of how to like explain it. Like each chapter, almost each chapter ends on a cliffhanger. Hold on, I have to sneeze. And so it's like addicting to read. And now that like I'm in pretty much the middle of the book, it is getting so cliffhangery and it's such high stakes. I'm like obsessed with it. I wish that I had the day to like read that entire book, but I have to log into work soon, which is so annoying. Let's catch up. I saw a question and I'm so sorry that we didn't get to it before we went on that last sprint. Graphic audios are like, it's an audiobook and it's still narrating the story, like it's still reading the story to you, but they add in like sound effects and the narrators tend to voice act a lot more. So like in the book, if they're like, she blew out the candle, it'll be like, and then you'll hear them blowing out the candle. Or if they're like in the one that I was listening to, they were riding horses a lot. So you would hear like the clippity clops of the horses and stuff in the background. So it's supposed to be a more immersive reading experience to put you into the exact like situations that they're narrating. So it's really fun and it's definitely more immersive, but there's certain times like, I don't know if you read like spicy books, but like there's times when there's like spicy moments and they will be like acting it out and I'm like, this makes me uncomfortable. So if I'm listening to a graphic audio, what I ended up doing like with that specific book I was reading, I just read those parts physically and like didn't listen to the audiobook. Took the dogs out eating. Current read Escaping from Houdini by Carrie Maniscalco. I need to read that series. Thank you so much for joining. Finished the book. Gonna start the short story about Elias later. Gave it 4 stars. The epilogue surprised me a bit with the direction it took. I am so happy that you gave that book 4 stars. I don't think I ever read the short story about Elias because I was so happy with like the story that I got from what's her name? It's like right on the tip of my tongue. But I was so happy with like their story that I was like, I don't really want to read Elias's story. Maybe I'll go back and read it eventually though. Got to 75%. I finished my book. I didn't really like it. I was not vibing with the characters. That's so sad. 11 pages, a total of 45 during these sprints. That's so good. Left for a little bit to eat brekkie and make my coffee. I saw your video. I didn't do our advent calendar yet today because I just made like our like tried and true double shot espresso, but I'm going to do our advent calendar soon. I'll send you my video. Only 2 minutes left of my video to edit. That's so good. Finish another 30 pages. Thank you so much for joining. Switched over to my Kindle book and read 23 pages. My grandma called right when the last sprint ended, so I read 2 chapters. The clippity clops. You hear the horsies in the background. You know what I mean? Thank you so much for joining. Made it to 56% of Heartstopper 2. Yeah, those books are so wholesome and cute. All right, my loves. Thank you so much for joining. I literally have so much fun with y'all. This morning I was extra sleepy and I wasn't super in the mood to read because it had like been a while since I picked up my book. But I am literally loving this so much and I'm not vlogging it. So I really want to encourage y'all, if you have been eyeing this book, absolutely pick it up. It's incredible. And I think it's gonna be like a 4-star for me. We'll see if it goes any higher. But thank you so much. I'm doing these next week. They will be our last Sunday reading sprints of December because I'm not doing them on Christmas Eve and I'm not doing them on New Year's Eve. But I did post a new video today if you want to watch it after this and show it some love. I would appreciate it. And I will see y'all in my next video.